setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge, and I'm glad that you've joined me. So I'm going to admit something to you. This is the second time that I've started this podcast. The first time, when I went to the control board, there's one thing that I forgot to do, and that is turn on the microphone. So I had gone through the whole entire podcast, and I forgot to turn on the microphone. So let's see how well I do at this moment as I'm podcasting. I'm looking at my control board and I see that everything's bouncing around. So it looks like I'm podcasting. So, oh my gosh. I tell you, that's what happens when you don't have your coffee in the morning. You forget to push buttons. And that's probably one of the worst things that you do in podcasting. You know, this is a new experience to me. I've started this last year, and every day I learn something new about podcasting. I even when I go to sleep at night, I listen to various other podcasts that tell you how to podcast, and I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can. I'm a very good accountant. I'm a very good tax guy, but when it comes to podcasting, oh my gosh, I have a lot to learn. So I woke up this morning, I looked outside and I saw, oh my gosh, I see sunshine. There is sunshine on the ground. For the last few days, we have had nothing but rain and more rain. But then I looked at the forecast for today. Right now it's 74 degrees with 99% humidity. And we have an 80% chance of rain, which means that once again we're going to have a wet day. Now I don't mind it because it's free water for my lawn and for my property and all for my garden out there that's growing vegetables, and to my wine grapes, and to my blueberries, everything that I have outside. I'm getting this really nice fresh water that's coming down from the sky. And it has taken away a good portion of the pollen that's in the air that makes me sneeze and sneeze and sneeze. As a matter of fact, if you hear a silent moment in this podcast, it is probably because I have turned the mute button on and I have sneezed. Now, the issue is, hopefully I'll remember to turn the mute button back on, turn it off, so that I can continue on with my podcast. I'm not having a very good day at that, I'm afraid. So yesterday in the podcast, we talked about starting a business. And we talked about conducting your market research. We talked about writing your business plan, funding your business, picking your business location, choosing a business structure, choose your business name, register your business, getting your federal and state tax IDs, applying for your licenses and permits, and then number 10, the final one, was open a business bank account. So today, we're going to, since we just briefly went over it yesterday, it's kind of like an introductory podcast on starting a business. Today we're going to go to the very first one and go into it just in a little bit more depth. And so we're going to talk about doing your market research. And this is really important because a lot of you don't do it. You just don't do it. And what is market research? It's going out and looking at your community, it's looking at your competition, it's looking at your price structure for that community, it's looking at a whole bunch of different things that you need to consider when opening up a business. And you're usually doing your market research. That's the very first thing that you do. You already know what you want to do. Okay, I'm going to put up a hair salon in XYZ neighborhood of Burbank. Now you need to know who your competition is in that community. You need to know what their average wages are so that you know how to structure your pricing for your services. So basically, the analysis that you're going to be doing, and this can be done very quickly. It doesn't have to be done months and months and months. You can do it in 2 or 3 days. You are so lucky now. When I first started, I did not have the internet. And I literally had to go down to the library and pull out books and reports and everything that I could get my hands on just so that I could get the data on who I was going to be competing against in my community. So, but now you have the whole internet, and there are so many different places that you can go to, and I can tell you where to go to if you need to do your market analysis. But I tell you, the market research that you're going to do, it really helps you find your customers for your business. It's a competitive analysis, and that helps you to make your business unique. So when you combine them to find a competitive advantage for your small business, you have to do your analysis work. And you can listen, those of you who are playing games at night or watching so much TV, and if you're very serious about starting a business, start with your market research. Okay? So you use your market research, one, to find customers. The research blends consumer behavior and economic trends to confirm and improve your business idea. It's crucial to understand your customer base from the very, very beginning. Market research lets you reduce risks even when your business is still just in the back of your head, or as they say, the gleam in your eye. So you need to gather the demographic information to better understand opportunities and limitations for gaining customers. This could include population data on age, wealth, family, interests, or anything else that's relevant for your business. Then answer these questions to get a good sense of your marketplace. Demand. Is there a desire for your product or service? Market size. How many people would be interested in your offering? Economic indicators. What is the income range and employment rate in that particular area? Location. Where do your customers live and where can your business reach out to? You need to know that information. And then market saturation. How many similar options are already available to customers? And then pricing. What do potential customers pay for these alternatives? You'll also want to keep up with the latest small business trends. It's important to gain a sense of the specific market to share that will impact your profits. You can do market research using existing sources, or you can do the research by just going on the internet. Google it. The information is out there. There is so much data out there about your specific area that you're going to go into that it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is unbelievable. Existing sources can save you a lot of time and energy. I tell you that Google it. I tell you it saves you a lot of time because the data is there. But the information might not be as specific to your audience as you like. Use it to answer questions that are both general and quantifiable, like industry trends or the demographics, the household income. So check online with Google. I tell you can do it so quickly. And if you want me to tell you where to go, really good sites, I can tell you where that is, and all you have to do is just send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll send you the list, okay? So you can, it's very important that you do this. I just don't know how to stress this. This is at the very beginning of starting your business. You need to know where you're going to, what's surrounding you, what the wages are, what can they afford. You need to know that information. It doesn't take that long to get it. Asking consumers yourself can give you a nuanced understanding also of the specific target audience. But direct research online is the best way to really do it. And then there's some other ways that you can do it too if you want to spend a lot of time and money. And some of them are like doing surveys. And surveys are easy to do. You can do it on LinkedIn. You can do it on Facebook. You can do surveys on Twitter. You can do it all over the place just to get some information. You can send out questionnaires. You can do focus groups, which is very expensive. Or you can do in-depth interviews. But you can go out there and you can do this, and you can get some information about your competition and market size and wages and everything else. What you need to know what your client is going to be able to afford in that specific market area that you're going into. Okay? So you need to, within this competitive analysis, understand that it helps you learn from businesses competing for your potential customers. You need to know who's out there and who's going to be competing with you for the same customer. This is key to defining a competitive edge that creates sustainable revenue. Your competitive analysis should identify your competition by product line or service and market segment. Assess the following characteristics of the competitive landscape. Look at the market share, the strengths and weaknesses, your window of opportunity to enter the market, the importance of your target market to your competitors, any barriers that may hinder you as you enter into the market, and indirect and secondary competitors who may impact your success. We like to call this the size up. Size up, looking at all of your competitors out there and what they can do and what you can do. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? So then you need to create a benchmark against existing businesses. Map where competitors and customers and suppliers are located, and then find the best place to advertise. Several industries might be competing to serve the same market you're targeting. That's why you should make sure to differentiate your competitive analysis by industry. There are many methods for doing this, including Power 5 Forces analysis as an example. Important industry factors to consider include level of competition, threat of new competitors or services, and the effect of suppliers and customers on pricing. So you need to look at a whole bunch of different free business data that's out there on the internet in the trends. You need to look at it, you need to study it and everything else. If you want a list of those, I can give them to you. Just send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll send you off an email and tell you where to go to all these various links that are out there to help you. And there's a lot of them, I'm telling you. Don't hesitate at the very beginning here, while it is still in the back of your head of starting this business. Start doing your market research. Look at your specific business that you want to do. Look at your competitors. Look at the wages out there. Look at the pricing that you can charge and still make a profit at. But do your market research. It's vital. So over the next few days, we're going to go step by step over the 10, and then we'll go get into some even more in-depth information that you need to know about running a business. So if you have any questions, again, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I promise you I'll get back with you with an email or with a good response. Right now is a good time to start a business, so let's really start looking at what we need to do to get you there. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT, and I will talk with you soon.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.